Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about. Well, it feels like everything I say on this channel is going to be weird in some sense. So, I've told you this before, but I broke a curse. In order to break this curse, I didn't even know that we had a family curse in our family lineage, but this has been coming up over and over for me, and well, just based on the fact that I've been dealing with so many negative entities and extraterrestrials, I am not doubtful about that anymore. In order to break this curse, I needed to do some things. It wasn't just like, okay, I break this curse and then it was over. I needed to choose myself, like truly choose myself. Like deep down, I knew that the job I was at wasn't the right fit for me, but I chose it because I didn't know what else to do. So that's one way of choosing yourself, like letting go of that job, which I did. Choosing yourself in what habits you have, like are there healthy habits, like eating in front of the TV every night or eating whenever you feel bad. Food has been a big part in my life. Before that, I used to smoke, so I kind of switched, cigarettes for food instead. I also needed to acknowledge my own part in my life because we do have the choice, the free will. I'm still reluctant to admit that because it's just so much more convenient to blame someone else, like God or negative entities or whatever. But if you are fearful of life, if you just ducking your head in the sand whenever trouble comes up, if you don't deal with your problems, deal with your emotions, if you're just like running away from yourself, basically that's what I've done my whole life. And think of the worst scenario in every way. And I've noticed this about myself, that I've gotten more and more afraid. Like I got more and more afraid as time went by, and it was like this fear just kept building, and if you're not letting go of that fear, it's just stuck in your body, and it's like your body is signaling, you fear that fear emotion and you get more scared, and it's just this ongoing bad circle. So acknowledging that was really hard for me, to take responsibility for my own part in my life, but that is something that was really, really important to do. And a lot of shadow work, just facing your fears, facing your, what in other people triggers you. I noticed, and I haven't healed this yet. Some people, like when I see some people in YouTube and they take up a lot of space, like personally, like maybe they are tarot readers and then at the end they start talking about themselves, that can really trigger me, and I didn't know why. But now I've learned that I have this visibility wound where, and I think this comes from when I was a child, that my parents and basically other people around me were more like just dimming me down whenever I wanted to be seen or heard. It was just like, it wasn't really spoken out loud, but between the lines it was more like, that's not how you do it, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't take up so much room, so much space, you shouldn't be seen in this way. And so for me it's been like this, you shouldn't do that, that's not good. And that's something I need to work on more and heal. But just facing those, like whenever people trigger you, there is something in there that is a part of you that you've turned your back against, or in some way you have something to heal. I've noticed also that I can be judgmental. You should never judge other people, but it's so easy to do it, and you just see it and it's there. I can be judgmental towards other women and how they raise their children, and that's just like my own mother wound, like not mother wound, but I fear of, you know, other people thinking I'm not a good mother, in some sense. I fear of being judged, so I judge others, and I feel like I'm not enough, so I judge others. And whenever you're judging other people for this flaw that you feel like you have in yourself, you're actually pushing yourself further away from yourself. So by judging others, you're pushing yourself further away from yourself. So now when I see people, I try to just think, listen, don't judge, before even thinking anything else. Like, whatever their deal is, you don't know. You don't know the background. You don't know the story. There's so many times. I mean, this is karma coming back at me. There's so many times where I've judged other people and it's been coming back to me. And then it's like, okay. Like, if people had problem with their weights, I was like, how come they don't just stop eating that much? And now I'm dealing with weight issues. It's a lot easier to just judge, but if you don't know, you shouldn't judge. And yeah, take it if you want to, or not, but that's just my experience, and I'm really working on not judging at all. And this is also something that you can, I've heard this in messages, where you can turn your what do you call it, self-judgment to your angels, like surrender it to them to heal it. So I've been trying to do that. It's been taking a lot of time, so I haven't really fulfilled it. But that's one way you can heal it. Just, you know, I used to just sit in a meditative state, like a meditative position, and surrender it to them and just like relax when I do that. And they do all the work and they're happy to help you. So just, you have a whole source team that you can ask for help when you need to. So right now in my journey, I've been told that I've healed this curse, I've broken this curse, but I still feel these negative entities in and around me. And I've basically been told that this is because I've been walking around with this since, 3 years now, and a little bit more. So this is something that I'm basically manifesting now for myself. Like, if I just turn my back against this and know that I am free now, it's gonna happen. And that's basically the worst thing that I could hear, because then I need to fix it, like, mentally, and that's just such a hard thing for me. I've noticed that during these 3 years now, I've been in prayers. I've been doing so much spiritual work every day, like hours every day. And I've noticed that I've never been this strong, both mentally and emotionally. Like, I really feel like that is where I've built my strength. It's been like a reoccurring message that I have built a new foundation for myself, because my foundation before was, I don't know, like crap. I didn't have one. I was just kind of managing life. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I'm 43 now. And that's also something that I wanted to share in this video, that I had no idea just 2 years ago, what I wanted to do. I chose teaching, so I educated myself to a teacher and then to a special educator. But I noticed that parts of it I love and other parts not so much, because you're like a counselor, a police, a manager, you're everything when you're a teacher, and I just wanted to teach. And I also noticed that this is not what I want to teach. I don't want to teach the ABCs. So I was on the right track in one sense. I also noticed during these years now that it's been so obvious, really. Like, I've asked myself my whole life, what do I want to do? What do I want? What's my purpose? What am I supposed to do in life? And it's been really important to me to do what I love, because I feel miserable when I don't. I can do it for like a year and then I'm so bored, I gotta move. I gotta do something else. And that's no way of living either. It's just kind of running away, or I don't know, coping. But I've been fantasizing about standing on a stage and talking in front of a large group of people for all of my life, like ever since I was a child. And especially now, I've gotten these flashbacks from when I was a kid, fantasizing about this. But I had no idea what I was gonna say. And now it's so obvious that I needed to do all of this in my life. Like, this journey, it was no coincidence. This was my journey, and I was supposed to talk about this, what I had gone through now, have gone through now. So I don't know if I'm gonna be on a stage with a large group of people watching me, but I believe so. And this is what I'm hearing in the messages. This is what I've had visions about as well. Not just my fantasies, but like visions, actual visions about. So I can't tell you how grateful I am that I chose this spiritual path and chose myself in so many ways that I've never done before. And I have God to thank for it, because, and my source team, the angels, if I hadn't gotten this help, I mean, this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't be here. So this is where I'm at. I've heard that I graduated from this kind of school that I've been in, spiritual school. And now I think that's why it's so hard right now, because now it's like, okay, so just fly. And I'm like, I can't, what do I do? Because when you're in school, you have a teacher to tell you what to do, and you can do that. And now it's just like, yeah, you're on your own. And I really need the confidence right now to just do it. But I've been guided to keep doing these videos, even, you know, like the process, for some reason. Like, for me, it's pitch black, just one step ahead. I don't know where I'm going, and that's the frustrating part. I broke down in tears just hours ago, and I mean, this is a really hard time for me right now. But I'm also really grateful for all of the help and support that I am getting, and just knowing my purpose, knowing that this is something that I love to do, spreading information, helping people, guiding people, is like my purpose. This lights me up inside. The hard part is, like, I want all the answers, and I don't have all the answers. But I can, you know, help you in whatever way I can. And if that is just to bring some hope, then I'm here to do that. Okay, so I think that's it for today. And if you want the prayers that I've been doing, which are like all covering every aspect of your life, so I really recommend you doing them, like saying them morning and night before you go to bed. To change your life, to invite the divine in, because whatever you can do by yourself, you can do it so much easier if you have God blowing you in that direction, opening those doors. I can't tell you how much my life has changed, in small ways and big ways, just by inviting God in. And especially if you're struggling with any entities for you or your family member, whatever, this is really, 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 really effective and life-changing. So the prayers are in my first video. I've been trying to copy paste them, but I've had trouble doing that. So just look at my first video and they're below. You can copy them and save them, and you'll memorize them before you know it. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Thank you.